This is the entry-level BMW 1 Series and therefore the entry-level BMW. So if you're after the cheapest BMW on sale in Australia, this is it. It's the 2025 118. It used to be called 118i, but they've recently dropped the I from all of its model names. The 2024-2025 model gets an updated design. So you've got new grills at the front. They're wider and lower, or sort of more narrow. And you've got a bigger intake lower down as well. And these little vertical curtain intakes. And then you've got some new headlights which are positioned a bit further up and yeah, just look a little bit more like the Z4, I guess, a bit more sporty. And around at the back, we've got updated tail lights and trimmings down below. Nice little diffuser, and then hidden exhaust outlets underneath. This example's got the M Sport pack, which is now standard on the 1 Series, and in fact most models in the range, I think. Because BMW Australia has found out that a massive percentage of buyers of its vehicles opt for the M Sport pack. So in Australia at least. So they've just fitted it as standard. That means all the trimmings at the front there are in black. You've kind of got this sporty body kit, 19-inch alloy wheels. The upper models get painted brake calipers, but this has just got standard single piston calipers. And you do have disc brakes on the back as well. Little design detail you might notice, the 1 sort of embossed into the D pillar or C pillar. Most of its latest models, BMW's latest models, will do something like that. So on the X3, you'll see X3 sort of imprinted somewhere on the vehicle, just as a little kind of Easter egg, I guess. I think it looks pretty good. It looks sporty. It looks like it'll be a bit of fun to drive. First impressions, yeah, it definitely handles like a BMW. We'll go for a drive in a minute. You've got red trimming on the insides of the seats there. I really like it because it's not over the top. You've got a little red patch on the door trim. It ties in really well, and I like that all of the touch points, like even the armrest down there, the steering wheel, the door handle, you're going to be grabbing that a lot. That's all black, so it's not going to show the dirt and get all scuffed around if it was in red, for example. Inside, great driving position as you'd expect. You can lower the seat right down if you want to. I've got more than enough room. It feels like a cross between an intimate little sporty hatch, but also very spacious and open and airy. But the only design detail I don't like are these stripes across the dash there. They don't do anything, which is not very BMW-like. You know, everything in the vehicle is usually functional. I mean, unless they do serve a purpose, like maybe when the airbag goes off or something like that, it splits there. I don't know, but it doesn't look like they do anything. It's just 3 stripes and in the M colors. So this is not an M model. I know it's got the M Sport pack, but yeah, they're really, it seems like they're really trying to bridge the gap between BMW and BMW M and make that kind of one brand or one company, I guess. I mean, it is, but it's, yeah, M cars are different to normal BMW cars. And you've got more of the colors down here above the climate vents. Very cool detailed climate vents here. Got this kind of cylinder adjustment. It's very intricate, and then you can turn them on or off separately, and then you can go into the screen as well to fine-tune the climate. I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather have physical buttons. I mean, it's good that you can actually adjust where the venting is directed, but yeah, I'd rather have physical aircon button and temperature control and all that, because this way, I know there are voice controls and so on for these kinds of things, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not reviewing that section. I'm reviewing, if you get in the vehicle and you don't know, then you've got to dive into that screen. Whereas if there was physical buttons, it doesn't matter if you don't know, the buttons are there. So you just go bang and hit it. And I don't actually know what taking away buttons does. I mean, apart from cleaning up the dashboard, do we really need a dashboard with 0 buttons? I don't know. Maybe it's more of a design thing, I'm guessing. And then everyone wants the big screens, but yeah, I would personally just prefer having physical buttons. You've got plenty of storage down below. I've seen there's a little shelf up the top there as well. Wireless phone charger, cup holders, and then some controls down here, your driving mode, volume control, so that's good. You don't have to use the screen for volume. And then just your gear shifter. A little bit of storage in the center console. It does have a rubber mat at the bottom there, so it's not just plastic and scratching around. And you've got BMW's typically massive bottle holders in the doors and a pocket at the back there as well. The color combination carries over to the back as well. just red on the inner sections, and then red carried across to the door trims, which is great. Sometimes I've noticed with premium cars, or not even premium cars, sometimes, yeah, the back seat is kind of relegated and doesn't get the same treatment, whereas this, it's good to see it all carries through. Cabin space is okay. Like, this is a small car, it's not a mid-sizer, and yeah, it's not bad for me, but if I was a bit taller, I think my head would get close to that ceiling. It's because it's got the big panoramic sunroof. There's this piece that drops down, but then you do have these big sections or cutaways for your head. But the perception of space, like, because that drops down, that's sort of my eye height there, you can kind of see that, and it just feels like it's more confined. But overall space is good. I've got good leg room. My knees are nowhere near the seat in my seating position. You do have a bit of a driveline tunnel there. Even though this is front wheel drive, you can get it with four wheel drive with the top spec model. It is great to see climate vents in the back though, and some charging ports. You've also got a flip down armrest. With some cup holders. The interior quality seems pretty good too, actually. Like, this is all leather, or even if it's not real leather, it feels like leather. And above here, it's kind of got this soft, you can, you know, dig your fingernail in there. It's not just hard plastic, which is nice to see even on the sort of base model. Up the back, we've got an electronic tailgate, which is again great to see on a base model. And then I do like that it's got 40, 20, 40 split fold seats. 380 litres of storage there, which is not bad for this class. Some can offer more than that, but it's actually more than some others. So it's about average. Like a Hyundai i30 hatchback offers around 380 as well. So it is good, and that's considering this has to accommodate a differential at the back in other variants. It's the same body, it's the same platform. I think BMW's done pretty good. And it actually drops down. You've got dual level floor, so you can take this piece out if you want to and just maximize the space, or put smaller items down below and they're not going to bounce around. Speaking of which, you've got this little net on the side for smaller items. Hooks and little tie down points, great to see, but you can't pop down the seats via a tab on the side. But in saying that, I can easily reach, you know, if I move this, what do you call it, security blind thing out of the way, then I can easily reach the tab there and just pop them down from the back, no problem. And then what's also been updated in recent times is the 1.5 litre turbo petrol 3-cylinder engine. It's now got, or now produces 115 kilowatts and 230 Newton meters. It's actually a fun little buzzy engine. The torque, P-torque 230 Newton meters, is available from just 1500 RPM. So you don't need to put your foot down at all to experience maximum torque, which is great. Even though it is only a 3-cylinder, it's kind of got, 3 cylinders are weird. They kind of feel a bit rough low down in the revs, but they produce, or in this case, it produces quite a bit of torque, and instantly pretty much. So you've got this kind of weird perception in your head where you think, oh, it's laboring a bit, it's not really going anywhere, but then you feel it in the back of your, in your seat, pushing you along pretty good. So yeah, this is actually, it's a nice engine for this style of car. I wouldn't want to put it in anything heavier. This weighs just under 1400 kilograms. I think it's probably at the limit. You wouldn't want to put it in like a 1600 kilogram car or something like that. I think it's just a bit too small. The rotating mass and everything, going up a big long hill on the highway, you're just not going to have that carry-on torque pushing you along. I love seeing the extensive work that BMW goes to with its handling. Like, look at this big piece of chassis here, and you've got a strut tower brace on the top there, and then there's another one hidden behind there. It just connects it all up and makes it feel really rigid and precise. That's what BMWs are known for, so it's great to see, even on a base model, that the attention to detail is still there. So we'll go for a drive now. I'll show you what it's like, do a bit of a POV test drive on a winding road, and we'll go out to the private road and do some performance tests. You've got a few different drive modes to choose from, although they're kind of themes as well for the dash, personal, sport and efficient, and you can go in and customize the different sections as well. I'll leave it in the standard mode to start with and just drive it as a normal practical hatchback. As I said, the engine is able to pick up from very low RPM, so it's just purring along in the background. It sometimes seems like, or it might sound like, it's laboring just a little bit, but The transmission calibration is pretty good. So 7-speed dual clutch transmission, not the smoothest and most comfortable type of transmission, but it maximizes efficiency, and when you're driving, you know, in a sporty manner, it just becomes more engaging because the gear changes are very quick, especially during the upshift. But just in D, yeah, it seems to, you know, it doesn't let the engine, or just doesn't run into the higher gear straight away and just bring those engine revs down all the time. It actually doesn't mind revving a little bit, like 2,000 RPM or 2,500 RPM, but it is striving for economy at the end of the day. If you put it in efficient mode, it sort of drops down even more, and you can feel the throttle response. You just need to push the pedal more to achieve the same thing, basically. It doesn't, you're not losing any power, it's just all in the throttle calibration. So you just touch it a little bit in sport mode and it will go, whereas in efficient mode, it's making you push the pedal more, and in turn, that should reduce fuel consumption because you're just easing on the power more gently. In terms of fuel economy, I'm averaging 7 litres per 100 kilometres. That's over a distance of around 460 kilometres. That's not too bad considering the official rating is 6.4. Normally it's about 1 litre difference or 1.5 litre difference in the real world, but I actually reckon you'd get that a little bit lower with extended normal use. So I'm just testing it for a week where I'm probably giving it more of the time, where I'm just, you know, testing the engine and see how it responds and all that sort of thing. Once you kind of settle down and understand what the engine can do, you're going to be doing a lot more cruising and just practical driving. So you might see that drop a little bit lower. Even so, I think 7 is pretty good. This engine does require premium fuel though, so that's something to consider. It's going to be more expensive, but with the 49 litre fuel tank, you're getting a theoretical average range of around 750 kilometres, which is not too bad. Okay, going back down, I'll flick it over into sport mode in a second, but as you can see, very practical luxury vehicle. It's just purring along in the background, the engine. It's comfortable, the ride is pretty good. I mean, it is kind of sporty and taut, or more on that side than it is pure comfort, but I don't mind it. I could live with this every day easily. It's got good response to bumps and so on, and yeah, there's not much body roll at all, so it feels very agile and sporty even when you're just driving normally. So that's going to be, you know, add a little bit of excitement to your day just when you're driving to work. Well, this is a pretty bad road. I like coming down this road because it is pretty bad, so I can see, or it kind of uncovers how vehicles really handle when you push them a little bit harder. So I'll put it into sport mode. I'll just show you, you've got different settings here. Your drivetrain and your stability control, steering, and that's it. So it doesn't have adaptive dampers. It's just got sport suspension, I guess. Everything just in sport. Yeah, sport comfort, driving dynamics. We can put that in sport plus. It kind of gives you a little bit of slip and play. And your drivetrain, you've just got comfort and sport. So there's no sport plus for the drivetrain. You do have paddle shifters behind here as well, so you can activate that. And there's a little boost mode I can see on the left paddle there. It gives you 10 seconds of boost. Just hold the paddle down for a couple of seconds. It's a little gimmick, I guess. It's not going to make a massive difference, but you know, it adds a little bit of fun, an extra dimension to the vehicle. Okay, we'll push it a little bit. I might flick it over into the S mode, so you can pull down the gear shifter. There's D and S. S is basically like sports transmission, so you don't have to change gears. It's just does it itself and a bit more aggressively. It holds off until higher RPM each shift. Full power. And when I come into this corner, it's going to downshift to second if I slow down enough. Yep. Good torque coming out of the corner. Got that buzzing sound as well. I really like the sound of 3 cylinders once they're revving. They just got this, yeah, interesting sound. It's not like a boring 4-cylinder. It's just got a tiny bit more character. And from there we can also start using the paddles for manual mode. You'll flick over and it'll say M. Yeah, good suspension going through that bumpy section there. It's not bouncing all over the place. I feel like the wheels or the tyres are connected firmly to the ground all the time. Give it full power. Great traction. It does upshift by itself, so just then I wanted to see if it would hit the red line, but it didn't. This is not a hot hatch though, I guess. Yeah, so it's upshifting itself in manual mode, but it takes it all the way up to the red line. I love the way these things handle though, like BMW, they just always seem to get it right. This feels so good and connected to the road, like the steering is really precise. I feel like, yeah, I'm very integral in the driving experience. This is not the car taking me for a drive, it's me taking myself for a drive kind of thing. Very sort of analog and raw feel. Yeah, great handling. Even around this awkward double apex corner. A little bit of lean on that left front tyre at the moment. We'll probably push a little bit of understeer eventually, as you'd expect from a front wheel drive. Yeah, lots of fun. For a base model, considering this is not a hot hatch, this is just a base model with sporty flavour, I could live with this every day and enjoy it every day as well. I think the suspension is the biggest sort of improvement BMW's made in recent years. It's no longer overly firm, which is great when you're doing sort of sporty driving up in the mountains on a nice smooth road. But when you're driving to work or even driving down a road like this, where we've got lots of bumps and patchwork and all that, you need something that can absorb the bumps comfortably. Whereas this, yeah, strikes a nice balance between sportiness and comfort for this style of vehicle. All right, let's head out now and do the performance test and see what it goes like.